Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I'm doing one of my favorite parts of the bismuth art making, which is turning what looks like useless slag back into metallic bismuth. You need a furnace capable of 850 degrees Celsius to do this. And every time I do it still seems like magic to me. No matter how much you understand the chemistry, this seems like magic to me. The melting bismuth, maybe not so much, because we all see stuff melt all the time, right? The anodization definitely seems like magic to me. And it makes me think about the first people to discover all of this, right? To them, it must have seemed like alchemy, that you could take a rock and turn it into metal, right? Bismuth is not one of the native metals that was known uh, throughout history, right? And it's certainly not anodization, which almost looks like it could turn bismuth into gold. Now, the crazy thing is, despite all the attempts at alchemy, it turns out nature does alchemy for us, just really slowly. After, I think, 5 decays of bismuth 209 becomes thallium 205, which becomes gold 201, which then becomes mercury 201, and then platinum 197, and then gold 197. But 3 of those steps take an extraordinary long period of time, right? 2 of them, we don't even know how long, right? The bismuth to thallium takes 20 billion years, right? So it's a really slow process. But it got me thinking, what would happen if we could speed it up, right? If we really did have a way to turn bismuth into gold, I suspect gold prices would hardly dent. I think it would be bismuth that would be dragged up in price than anything else. Because right now, as I speak, 99% of all the bismuth that we mine gets completely consumed, right? We either eat it, we put it in our paint, and then we that, which is not very recyclable, right? Or we shoot with it, and about the only bismuth that doesn't get consumed is probably what turns into art, right? I would imagine. I can't think of another application of bismuth that doesn't consume. Also, sometimes we even consume the atom itself, right? When we turn it into polonium for our nuclear weapons or whatever, right? So it got me thinking, if we could turn bismuth into gold, it might be that gold prices hardly drop, but bismuth would probably be dragged up to gold, right? Got me thinking about that. So chew on that thought, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like lead will decay into gold, because when you decay, your atomic mass changes by 4 for every decay, right? And you need to go to 197. And lead's isotopes are all the wrong atomic mass. You got 204, 206, 207, 208, right? You would need 205, but that's unstable. 209 is also unstable. And it looks like God has kept a lid on how much gold there can be by limiting. You got also thallium 205, which, well, it's a decay product of bismuth, but it also occurs naturally, right? But thallium is pretty rare too. So, if anything, alchemy will drag up the price of bismuth, not down the price of gold, right? That's the craziest part of it, right? We might end up being like King Midas, cursing that we ever had the idea of doing this when it happens, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.